15 seconds on the clock. Name something you sit in.
A chair.
My own feces.
Name a popular fruit.
Orange.
Clay Aiken.
Something in your closet.
Shoes.
Scary monsters.
Your favorite holiday.
Christmas.
9/11.
Something you do on the weekends.
Go to church.
Black guys.
All right.
This is crazy.
I know. You know what's crazy? A grown woman peeing in her sink. That's crazy.
I don't pee in my sink.
I have family that lives along your line. Been getting sick, having diarrhea, and whatnot and so forth. Because you've been peeing in their water.
I have not.
It's you. Stop peeing in your sink.
That's not me. I don't pee in the sink. That's ridiculous.
I know it is. You're fucking crazy. Stop peeing in your sink.
I'm not.
You're making everybody sick. Please stop peeing in your sink.
What else could it be?
Maybe rinsing out your vagina in the sink.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to adventure in the amazing year 400 million.
I can't breathe. Stop.
Where is KDK?
Hello everyone, welcome back to KDK's Lunatic Fringe after a long hiatus. It's been about a month since I've been live on the air, but I'm live right now. It is 10/10, January 9th, 2010. There you go. It is now officially the beginning of Season 8 for KDK's Lunatic Fringe. Actually, our seasons traditionally run from September to September, but this time, just so I wouldn't always forget the date, and because I always want to stay live throughout October because of Halloween, I decided that I'll coincide the beginning of the seasons with the beginning of the year. So last season ran a little long, and this one will run a little short because it'll end in a year instead of 14, 15 months. So there you go. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a lovely holiday, as I did. Mostly just playing video games and getting drunk, but not tonight. Tonight is a sober night. Not a drop of alcohol in the house. Well, there is some rubbing alcohol and perfume, but I'm not going to drink that. I'm here to make some live prank calls and hang out with my friends from all over the world on the internet at kdkprankcalls.com. You can join us by going to kdkprankcalls.com, clicking on the link for the chat room, and you'll find me in there, KDK, where you can double-click on me and send me your names, numbers, and ideas for calls that you would like me to make tonight. So, beyond that, the only other thing I really have is I have a new prank call sent to me by Pedge of Quint the Fisherman that is absolutely hysterical. I'll play that in several moments as I stall, waiting for people to send in their names and numbers and ideas. If anybody has funny, interesting Halloween stories, you can share those with me. I don't think I have any funny, interesting Christmas stories. I mean, Christmas or New Year's stories. It's hard for me to remember what I've talked about on the air and what I've only been talking about with friends because it's been so long since I've been on. A couple reasons why I haven't been on is because I've been having a lot of internet problems. My internet, I decided to go to one of those sites where you can clock it, and it was going like less than a megabit per second. So I called up the cable company, and they said they're going to send somebody out. And they send a guy out, and he's changing all kinds of wires, replacing all kinds of old wires, and still isn't able to figure it out. And maybe he doubled it. So I called the cable company and I said, what kind of speed should I be getting? They said, well, at the bare minimum, you should be getting 5 megabits per second. And at that point, I'm getting like 1.5. So I demand that they send somebody else out. And this guy figures out that my cable modem, which is about 8 years old, is old and crappy, so I got to replace it. So I went out and got a new. I didn't really mind because that cable modem was so old, it probably couldn't handle more than 2 or 3 megabits per second anyway. So I bought a new one that can handle up to 16. And it was still running fucking slow, so I sent them back out again, a third time. And this guy figures out that I need a new router as well. So now I suspect that the router was the problem all along. So I went and got a new router, and now things are back up to speed where they ought to be. Turns out the problem was the router, and I didn't need to buy a new cable modem anyway, but there's no way I would ever get the speed I'm supposed to get with that crappy old modem anyway, so no big deal, no harm, no foul. I needed a new one anyway. Interesting thing, I forget whether it was cable guy number 1, 2, or 3. I think it was the second guy who was here. It was this fat, rednecky looking guy. I totally didn't. I totally didn't have faith that a redneck would be able to figure out what's wrong with the technical problem, and it turns out I was right. But when he's getting up and he's ready to go, he sees I have like a little. Not a switchblade, but it's a sling blade that I had found at my dad's house. And it seemed out of place in the house because it was brand new. And I know that the guys that were moving garbage out of the house were using a knife to cut the wires off of appliances. Apparently when they bring them into like the recycle center, you're supposed to have cut off the wires, the plugs. So they likely left it on top of the hot water heater, so I took it and I was going to call the guy and ask, do you want your knife back, but fuck it. So he sees the thing and he starts like slinging it around and doing tricks with the sling blade, and I'm just sitting on the couch, and he walks up to me and he's like slinging this thing around and he says, so do you know any tricks? And I'm like, for a second I'm thinking, is this guy crazy enough to just stab me in the neck right now? Because he's like really close, like invading my space, swinging this thing around, and I'm thinking, get out of my house, you psycho. To be honest, I should have said just keep it. You know how to use it. I don't. That'll be your tip. You can keep the sling blade. It is quite a nice one anyway. But anyway, everybody come on into the chat room. Tell your friends, family, enemies, frenemies that we're on the air, back live again, hoping to make some prank calls. And in the meantime, I'm going to share with you that Quint prank call that I told you about. Now, the premise here is that Quint is responding to an ad on Craigslist from a gay guy looking for a roommate. So, there you go. I trimmed it a little because the copy that Pej sent me had some stuff at the front and back from his show that is, I'm sure you guys don't want to hear. You guys just want to hear the prank. So, here you go, the prank. I don't know what Pej called it, but I called it Quint Wants to Be a Gay Roommate. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, I should probably explain who the hell Quint is. Quint is the guy from Jaws. Let me see if I can find a clip from Jaws that I can play. Yeah, the cat woke up. Where the hell are my Quint clips? Should be under it. Here you go. Here's the swimming.
Here's the swimming with bow-legged women.
And stop it. Is that the only one I have? I have farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies somewhere. Let me just search for it. Shut up! Why the hell did the cats just wake up out of nowhere and just decide to start crying?
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
So that's who Quint is. He's the old fisherman from the movie Jaws. So now you know who he is. Now you can appreciate the call better.
Hello?
Hey, Richard there.
Yeah, I'm speaking.
Hey, Craigslist.
Oh, are you the guy who just emailed me?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, yeah. You're the 21-year-old?
Yeah, that was me, Chief. Tell me more about this little spacious little place you got there for me.
Oh, well, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, so I have a spare bedroom and bath, and it's in a country club in Boca. And, you know, I like having company, and I'm gay, so, you know, if, you know, we're like roommates and, you know, with benefits, that would be fine with me.
Sounds very tasty, Chief. I got a question.
Yes.
I only have a few demands. 3 bottles of apricot brandy, got a television.
Oh, yeah, it has a
and tell the mayor to get off my back or these goddamn zoning laws.
Oh, you have an accent. Where are you?
Emily Island, Chief.
Where are you?
Emily Island, off Massachusetts.
Oh, are you in Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah, right around that area, Chief. Now, let me ask you something. Do you have a portal shower or do you have a monkey cage?
Oh, well, it's a regular bathroom.
Yeah. All right, Chief. So, tell me more about Chief.
Is there what? You have a rather heavy accent. I'm sorry, it's a little hard to understand you.
Yeah, I got song, Chiefy.
Well, yes, of course we have television. We have cable. Yeah.
You're going to set a cage. You're going to set a cage. Cage, go to water. You go to water. Shark in the water. Irish shark.
Do we have water? Well, how would you get down here?
Orca, Chief. Orca. Chiefy.
Yes?
Chiefy. $10,000 for me by myself. Let you get my head, tail, whole damn thing.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's scared, hard, and sometimes the shark go away, sometimes they don't go away, Chief.
Oh, all righty.
There'll be a baseball player. He's bobbing up and down the water. You know that, Chief?
Oh, so you have a boat?
Yeah, the Orca, Chief. You know that, Chief?
Well, I'm not near the ocean. I'm nearer the Everglades.
You like that, Jimmy? Jimmy?
I'm sorry, I don't understand you too well. Yeah.
I'll never put on life vest again, Chief.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
And there you go. I hope you guys love that call as much as I do. I love the Quint character, and it's perfect for prank calls. The Orca Chief. It's about he didn't end the call with farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. There you go. That was Peg from socialcrime.com, socialcrime.net. I always forget. Something like that. I think it's .com. Yeah, socialcrime.com. I think he still does a live show sometimes, so you can listen to him and goad him into making a Quint prank call so we have more to play on this show. Thank you to Peg for sending that. That made my night when he sent it. I was hysterical, because I was likely like half in the bag and laughing hysterically like a maniac. Let me go and check what people are saying. Nay86 is blinking, so he says, he found the landline listing for the crazy bitch, Faith, who is apparently a crackhead neighbor of his mom's, whom she had asked to babysit the house, and when she got back, they realized that she had stolen and hawked all of his Beatles memorabilia, among other things. So we have the phone number for Faith, the crazy crackhead bitch. Someone else might answer. You can get her cell number if you want. You can say you live on Tyrant Street and saw her take your lawnmower, or tell whoever answers, okay? So that's an unconfirmed number. Mr. Peepers is here with numbers. He has a number for Sam Spade. An old guy answered at 9:35. Viola Violet, an old guy answered at 9:40. Vaughn Violet, an old woman answered at 9:45. Debbie Dallas, a woman answered at 9:49. Christine Cocker, a woman answered at 10. And Robin Roberts, an old guy, answered at, we don't know when, but there you go. We got those numbers coming in from Mr. Peepers. And Nunu was also blinking. He says, not only are salt supplies low, because he was talking to me earlier in the week that I ought to call and beg for salt again like I did last year. He says, not only are salt supplies low, but we're getting low on heating gas, too. I don't know how you can borrow that from people, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Maybe ask for a cup of it. Or maybe I'm a crazy inventor. I've invented a car that runs on garbage, and I want them to give me their garbage. And they're hoarding their garbage. They don't want to give it to me. They're greedy. They're hoarding their garbage. Susan Smelly coming in at Mr. Peepers from a redneck woman at 10:15. There you go. So we got numbers coming in, so we can make some prank calls tonight. That's a good thing. Even though I'm going to be incredibly rusty. I haven't done any prank calls in probably a month or more. Last prank call I can remember doing is the one where I scared the old lady, saying that I was Jill and I fell and I couldn't get up, and she's calling the cops and 911 for me and everything. Sneakily trying to figure out where I am so she can stick the cops on my ass. Pardon me while I take a sip of my water here. Tonight's program is simply brought to us by boring old water. And tap water at that. That smells like chlorine. I switched to water because the other day I was drinking like a sugar-free powdered grape drink. And I was drinking it all day, probably had like 5 or 6 cups, and then at night I took a green shit, and I'm like, what is this artificial coloring doing to my insides, that I'm drinking something purple and it's coming out like bright green? So I decided to lay off of the, maybe I'm paranoid, but I'm laying off the artificial colors for a little while. Why do they even have to do that? Why do they have to put artificial colors in things? Especially things like vitamin water. You figure people are drinking vitamin water because they want to be healthy. Why do you need to put food coloring in there? They would likely argue, oh, so you can tell the difference between the flavors, but the labels are all different colors. So the water itself doesn't have to be a different color. It should be clear. Or something like Gatorade, too. Never wondered why. You know why it is? Because Americans are stupid, and if it has a pretty color, we think it tastes better, I guess. Right? Shut up! I don't know what's up with the cats. I do know what's up with this. My sleep pattern is so totally fucked up. Plus, I've been addicted to the game Elder Scrolls 4 for the PS3. I really ought to change like my online name just so people don't see what a loser I am. The fact that I'm spending like 10 hours a day playing a video game, because every time you start up your PS3, like everybody who's on your buddy list, it'll say KDK is now online. I should come up with like a new name that has no friends so that people can't see that I'm online playing Elder Scrolls for 10 hours a day. Even though it's not an online game, anytime you fire up a PS3, it logs you in so your buddies can see that you're online. MS3 Clay says, the borrowing the gas thing, you could say you left a quid or a pound or two by their tire after you hose the gas out of their car. That's a good idea. Yeah. And I'm talking like Jill because I accidentally swallowed some gas and then tried to light a cigarette, and boom! Dick and Louise Kelly is a UK number. Wow, we got UK numbers. No, oh no, that's from Ireland. There you go. Well, I guess Ireland is part of the UK, much to their chagrin. What time is it in Ireland? Same as the UK? Yeah, they're in the same time zone. Teeny tiny little countries. They're right next to each other. So where was I? Damn, you made me lose my train of thought. Well. Yeah, how about this Artie Lang story? Not much has been leaked out, but from what I've read, and before the program, I thought I might talk about it, so I was trying to find an update. Still, there's not much of an update, except for the fact that he is out of the hospital now. Shut up! What the fuck is up with you guys? But from what I heard, there were 6 preliminary stab wounds. Like, he was trying to get up the nerve to stab himself, but he only stabbed himself like a little bit. And there were 3 deep wounds, so we don't know where he stabbed himself. And they could be like razor cuts. From what I read, it sounded as though they were like stab wounds, but who tries to kill themselves by stabbing themselves? You know, the problem is he's so fat that he just stabs himself and it doesn't get through the layer of fat. He's got to stab himself like in the temple or something like that. Stabbing himself in the chest, it'll barely pierce his man boobs. But anyway, he's out of the hospital now, and hopefully he'll be okay. And this is going to be really embarrassing for him to have to come back and talk about it. Like, I'll never understand how people can be super rich and famous and still so depressed that they want to kill themselves. It doesn't make any sense. A piss water refill break, yeah, to be precise. Yes, my water is refilled and I took a piss. See, just be happy that I don't drink beer on the air anymore when I used to pee like every 20 minutes, or have to pee every 20 minutes. Actually, sometimes, like back when I used to drink beer, I used to keep like a jug, and actually, because sometimes I'd have to pee like in the middle of a call, and in some of those old calls, I'd be like putting my dick in like a gallon jug and pissing while I'm talking to the people. Lovely, wonderful. Too bad I wasn't doing like JTV back then or something. Yeah, people can see me piss in a jug. That's not true. If anybody says it, I'll deny it to them. That's the beauty of internet radio. You never know what's really true and what isn't. But I did remember, before the break, I said I had lost my train of thought. Well, I found it again. I was talking about how my sleep patterns are so fucked up because I've been staying up all night playing Elder Scrolls 3, so I did the same thing last night. Went to bed around, well, I laid down to watch movies, but didn't fall asleep till like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and woke up around like 9, so that's why the cats are noisy, because I've been asleep all day, and now they want attention, so. When I went and got my, oh my god, you know, I should have gone out and gotten some bottled water, because this tap water, not only does it smell like chlorine, but it tastes like metal. Like I'm probably drinking like rust particles and shit. Oh, well, you can never win. Anyway, when I was filling my water, I was in the kitchen, so I checked their food and I checked their water. They did need some water, so I gave them some water. And they have no reason to cry, except maybe they think it's wet food time. In Ireland, they introduced a new law in the last week making blasphemy illegal, with up to a $25,000 euro fine. So call and accuse people of talking shit about Jesus. I can't do an Irish accent, though. Sean and Kerry Bray Kelly are also from Ireland, so apparently tonight's UK wake-up victims are going to be from Ireland, I guess. Money is evil if you don't know how to handle it. Well, money is easy if you earn it. The problem with people like Artie and a lot of celebrities is that they're suddenly wealthy. Like, they go from nothing to everything, like, overnight. And it's hard to deal with that. So anyway, who am I going to call first? Maybe I should try Nate's number, because he's likely going to be leaving to go to his gig soon, if he hasn't already. Let's see if he's still in the chat room. He's still in the chat room, so maybe he's still here. Let's try to call up Faith. What do I say to Faith? Accuse her of stealing my lawnmower in the middle of winter? Would that make it funnier or worse, that I'm accusing them of stealing a lawnmower? Maybe they stole my shovel. Is it snowing? Whatever state they're in, is there snow on the ground there, Nate? Let me know. Does anybody have any interesting holiday stories that you can tell? I personally don't, because if anybody listened to the under outtakes on the forums at kdkprankcalls.com, I posted another conversation with Drunk Bill when he called me like Christmas morning at like 5 in the morning. After he called like 15 times and left like 15 drunken voicemails, I finally, I don't know, I finally got him on the phone. And he said, picked up just to shut him up. And I had, you know, since I know he's going to keep steady on calling, I had the chance to, like, set up to record it. So I answered the phone, and he was trying to get me to go visit with his family for Christmas Day, which I don't believe he was going anywhere. He was just coming up with an excuse to call. You know how drunk people will, they're drunk dialing, but they feel as though they have to come up with like a reason for calling, so that was his phony reason for calling. He wanted to invite me to come to his family's house, and I'm fucking with him for a half an hour. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it because nobody knows I'm gay, and it'll look gay if I come over, if you bring a guy over for the holidays. Alright, do I got to lay down a beat down? I'm sorry to stop mid-sentence, but there's a riot going on behind me between cats. How can two little cats make so much fucking noise? One of them is just quietly sleeping on the blanket on the couch, and the other two tearing up and down the hallway, through the kitchen, over the counter, up the climbing post. See, because I was sleeping all day, probably so were they. They were probably like sleeping on me the whole fucking day. And now they're awake and want to play. I feel mean yelling at them when they want to play, but normally I ignore them until they start fighting and they make each other cry. And it made me lose my train of thought again. So anyway, you can go and listen to that after the show if you want. It's about a half hour long of just me like fucking with Bill and just talking random bullshit nonsense. But I said in that call that he was asking what I'm doing for Christmas, and I said nothing, because my idea of Christmas is sitting around, getting drunk, and playing video games all day. So that was my Christmas. My sister did try to call me on like a day or two before Christmas, and I knew she was going to invite me to come over, and I don't want to see her, so I didn't answer. I didn't pick up, and I didn't call her back. New Year's, I did go to a party, but I had to behave myself, so I left like early so that I could start my own celebration, because I don't drink in public, because number one, I don't want to make a fool out of myself, and number two, I have to drive home. So I went to a party until shortly after midnight, and then left to come home and drink and celebrate on my own for New Year's. But that wasn't a family thing, that was just a friend thing. And I did go to a sex party. That was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I don't know if I was on the air to talk about it, but I went. This is the second time I've been to the same sex party, and actually I think I did talk about this on the air, didn't I? See, I don't remember if it was you folks I was talking to about it, or if it was a friend I was talking to about it. But anyway, it was the second time I had gone to this same sex party. The first time it didn't work out because I had gone with Bill, and he was having attitude because he was kind of pissed off that, well, he's still in love with me, so he doesn't want to see me do anything with anybody else. So it was a bad idea for me to bring him anyway. So the second time I went alone, and I went around the same time, except there were a lot less people there. And by the time I got there was only 8 or 9 guys left, and they were all busy with each other, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I watched for a little while and then left. So nothing happened again that time. But next time, I'll show up early. I'll be like the guy who shows up at 5 when the party starts at 7. I'll camp outside the door and wait. No, I'm just kidding. Nate said there's no snow in North Carolina. So what did this crazy bitch steal? I don't know. I'll come up with something between now and then. What was her name? Her name is Faith? Anyway, here I go. God, I feel so rusty. You gotta forgive me if it comes out shitty, because I haven't done prank calls in quite a while. And that's way too loud.
Hello?
Hello, is Faith there, please?
Who?
Faith?
She doesn't live here anymore.
Oh dear, what happened? Did she move away, or is she back in jail?
She's in Hillsboro. She moved.
Are you family, or just people who rented the place after her?
I'm family. I'm a daughter.
Oh. So she was living with her daughter and...
No, I'm only 18.
Oh, so she moved out and left you behind like an old cat?
No, I spend half my time at her house, half my time at my dad's house.
Oh, so they're getting divorced.
They've been divorced for like 2 years.
See, it's been a while since I talked to her. Last I talked to her was probably about 2.5 years ago. And she was saying things weren't going well, and he was accusing her of smoking the rock, and they were going to be getting divorced. So I guess they finally did.
Yep.
Has she cleaned up her act, or she's still doing that rock?
I guess she's cleaned up.
The reason why I was calling is, I live on Tyrone Street. And she was friends with my mother. My mother had gone away from town, and they had asked her to watch over the place. And when she got back, there was a bunch of things missing. So I had confronted Faith about this, and she said she still had them and was going to give them back.
I don't know anything about it.
Everyone says she likely hocked everything for drug money.
Well, I don't think she has, and she hasn't told me anything about it, so I don't know.
Did she leave anything behind there? That seems like it wouldn't belong to her, like some memorabilia, some old model cars.
No, you have to talk to her.
A remote control helicopter?
No, we don't. She doesn't have one.
Well, I had one, and then after she watched the place, it was gone. So I don't know.
Well, you have to talk to her because I don't know anything about it. I mean, you get more information from her.
You have a number for her?
452.
Hang on, let me grab a pen. 452. Okay, well, thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
You have a blessed day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was Faith's daughter. Tyron Street. Tyron. Oh, well, she didn't know any better. Besides, I'm old. Old people don't know how to say things. They're dumb. She stole a garden hose. Okay, yeah, I could do that one. She stole a garden hose. She was using my remote control helicopter to do drug deliveries. Actually, that would be ingenious if somebody could do that. I guess you would need like a camera on the helicopter so you could follow where it's going, but that would be a great way to like do drug deliveries. What are the cops going to do? Shoot down a remote control helicopter? Okay, so let's see here. Let me close that out, and we got to go back to call phones. And we're trying to get a hold of Faith. Now her daughter's probably calling saying some weird old guy just called accusing you of stealing his remote control helicopter.
The mailbox belonging to
Faith Tiffany
is full and cannot accept new messages at this time. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Damn, I can't even leave her a funny message. Okay, well, that was me trying to call Faith. I guess that's a no-go. But I did write her number down so we can try her again in the future if I don't lose this paper that I just wrote the number on. There you go. Okay, so I can close out my messages. Do not mention my shit. Nada was her daughter. Her daughter doesn't know what happened. Oh, Nate's all mad now. Let's see who I'm going to call next. People are blinking again. Let's see who we got saying what. Mr. Peepers sent in more numbers for people from... Oh, this time it's an English person. Terry Wilson. There you go. Terry Wilson. Sounds like a famous person's name. And we have Pacific Coast Highway, Malibu, California. An old guy answered at 9:35. What are old people doing in California? Aren't they all supposed to be in Florida? Complaining about the illegals?
Oh.
Hello, Sammy. How are you doing?
Who?
Say, is this Sam?
No.
I'm sorry, I thought I recognized your voice. This is Ed. I'm calling for Sam.
Good. You have the wrong number, dude.
Is this the Spade House?
No.
Okay, well, I get... Oof. Gave me the wrong number. See, that's what sucks when the only thing you have to work off of is a name. If you got the wrong name for the number, it's not going to work. Okay. Wouldn't it be great if I could get more people that actually knew the people that they wanted me to call and could give me some information about them rather than just a name and an address and a phone number? My phone is going off. Where the hell is my phone? Uh-oh, it's Nate. Hello?
Dave, it's Nate calling, man. What's up?
Hey,
are you pissed off?
No, not pissed off at all. I think you got the wrong ideas through my post. But yeah, don't mention anything about Beatles memorabilia or baseball cards or anything like that.
No, I said model cars and a remote control
helicopter.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great, man. Did you get the number for her cell?
Yep, but the mailbox was full. I guess you heard that.
Oh, man. That's great, man. Hey, thanks for doing that, though, man. That was a trip.
No problem.
I'm on the way down to my gig.
Oh, okay, so I should let you go?
Yeah, man. Well, how's everything? The show's great, man. It's good to hear you again.
It's going fine, I guess. A little rusty.
Am I on the air?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the air. Hello, everybody.
Everybody, Nate 86 on the air. You're on the air the old-fashioned way with me holding the boom mic up to the cell phone.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for that girl, man. I mean, her mom's like all cracked out, obviously still, or at least, dating someone who's smoking the rock, but...
Yeah, that was kind of mean for me to say her mom left her behind like an old cat.
No, I thought it was great. Yeah, I just didn't know. I ran out the door as soon as you wrapped up the call, so I didn't know if you got the digits for her through her mom's cell phone or not. But her daughter seemed really disgusted. She was just like, I don't know. Just like kind of really sad.
Yeah, I was bringing up bad memories. She was like probably thinking, yeah, she probably still is on the rock.
Oh man.
Is she really? Was she really a crackhead, or you gonna say that?
Smoking that crackhead? No, she is a crackhead.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I've seen her do it. I've seen her smoking down on the front porch, like right before she ripped off all my shit. But anyway, well, let me go, David, and I mean KDK, and it's great to hear you and great to see you in the chat room.
Okay, great to see you again too. Peace out.
Okay, peace. Stay fabulous.
Bye bye.
Stay fabulous. Okay, that was Nate calling in. Oh, and it's a good thing I wrapped up the call because it's now saying battery low. I'm gonna have to plug my phone in. I'm not gonna do that now. I just got a whiff of something. I just got a whiff of smells like that dye that you use, the foam that you use to bleach your hair. Is somebody getting a perm in here? Maybe somebody has a medical problem if you're peeing and it smells like that. Cat pee is supposed to smell like ammonia. I think somebody just took a piss or something, because I'm smelling it big time. Either that or they knocked something over or broke something. I don't know. It's not me. It's too cold in here for me to have BO tonight. Normally I have BO when I'm on the air. For some reason, doing the show makes me sweat. Probably because I'm nervous and thinking and talking so fast. I'm distracted by my cell phone is doing that thing where it beeps like every minute to try to tell you the battery's low. So I'm going to go plug this thing in and feed the cats to get them to calm their asses down. So in the meantime, you can listen to this. I'll come back and make some more prank calls if I can. Okay, that was Sick Puppies with You're Going Down, and now hopefully the cats will be quiet because I fed them. I should have left the mic open for that because the cats always get so excited when they get wet food. They always have dry food out, but they get wet food once a day, usually around 10 o'clock. Maybe that's why they're, up in arms. They realize it's around 10 o'clock. But now they'll be quiet. They're going to eat and spend the next 10-15 minutes grooming. But like I said, I should have left the mic open for that because they get so excited. Sebastian crying at the top of his lungs, and the kitten milling around, and she always mills around the floor and around my feet and around the other cats and headbutts Sebastian in the face. Like she's trying to show affection or either knock him away from the bowls. So you hear his meow and then meow as he gets headbutted. Okay, let's see, where was I? The last person I just tried was Susan Smelly, I believe. Did I try Susan Smelly? That's my last U.S. number. Damn it. No, the last person I tried was the Roberts people. So the next person on my list, the last person on my list for U.S. numbers, is this Susan Smelly person.
Hello?
Hello, is Susan there, please?
She's in the bed. Who's calling?
Oh, she's going to bed already?
Yes.
I don't see why she was expecting my call. She said call after 11.
I have no idea. Who is this?
My name is Ed. Can I ask
Ed.
you, is this her husband?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry to call them. She didn't tell me she had a husband. She just said call after 11, and I said that's kind of strange. But now I'm betting she wanted me to call after you were in bed.
Who is this, man?
I'm not going to tell you because I know how us Southern folk get and how most of us are armed. But I'm sorry to bother you. I won't call again. He's going to go beat up his old lady. I was hoping he would get more angry with me, huh? And that's it for U.S. numbers, I think. Did I have any other U.S. numbers? And I only have 3 UK numbers. Oh, good. That means I'm going to be able to get off the air early tonight. I'm going to be able to get off early and go play my Elder Scrolls 4. That band, by the way, I think, did I remember to say that last song was a band called Sick Puppies, and the song was You're Going Down. And I say that because Lily Bell is saying that was a great song. It's another outdated listing or people just not answering. You can call 50 fucking numbers and maybe get 10 that answer the first time, but no guarantee. There will always be, no guarantee they will answer a second time. Yeah. Well, the ones that were busy, I did try to immediately dial again in case there was like a problem, but maybe they took their phones off the hook. I don't know. Now I'm out of cigarettes and I'm trying not to go get more. I'm fighting my urges because I don't want to put clothes on. And this late at night, the Gandhi Mart where I normally buy my cigarettes, I love buying cigarettes at this Gandhi Mart because it's one of those stores where it's just like a guy in a booth. There is no store to walk into. So I can just park my car right in front of the window, step out, buy my cigarettes, get in my car, and go. But now if I were to go to get cigarettes, I'm going to have to go inside, which means I'm going to have to put on pants. A lot of times, if I'm just going to the Gandhi Mart, I'll just go out wearing my comfy pants because I wear an overcoat that covers most of my legs, and then boots that covers, that the rest of the area, so people can't see what kind of pants I'm wearing. But if I go inside, they might get a look. Ah, well. I should have thought about that before I started the show. I should have gone out and gotten cigarettes before the show began, but I only had a half an hour. Okay, let's see. I didn't want to do overseas calls yet. It's kind of early for that. I usually wait until midnight, but, well, hell, maybe we'll skip the second hour and go right to the third hour. It'll be a 2-hour show tonight, maybe, if we're lucky. Nunu was blinking again. He says, Lily Bell is Ellie. Oh, welcome back, Ellie. Good to see you again. And it still smells like a perm in here. I'm dying to find out what smells like that. Could be the garbage, because it's been so cold I haven't taken the garbage out in like a week. I don't think it's the cat box, because I cleaned the cat box yesterday. I'd love to hear somebody curse me out with an Irish accent. I don't think I've ever experienced that before. That would be quite delightful. Hello?
Hello, who's calling?
Hello, how are you doing? Is this Dorothy?
Who's calling?
This is Ed Rosenthal from New Milford. How are you doing, love?
Good, how can I help you?
Is this the lady who left her number on my car after you dinged it with a shopping cart?
No, because I didn't do that.
Well, it was at the big Y in town here. I came out and there was your number. It says Dorothy.
No, I wasn't there.
This is about an hour and a half ago, right before they closed.
No, I wasn't there.
Why would you leave your number and then deny it?
I didn't do that.
Well,
I was at the New Milford Hospital with a friend's son, so I have no clue.
Well, I'm going to ask them to pull the surveillance tapes or something.
That would be great.
Because do you have some kind of arch nemesis or someone who would leave your number after they dinged someone else's car?
Don't know.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Maybe you went home and told your husband what happened, and he said you better lie about it so you don't gotta pay.
Well, that's even more stupid.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna.
So now, where are you from?
I'm from here in New Milford, but I'm not gonna give you my address because I don't want you coming over and doing more damage. I'm an elderly person and I don't get out often.
Well, I have to be honest with you. I'm a widow, so I'm telling you the same thing. I would never do anything. I have not been over at the Big Y, and I have no clue why anyone would do that.
Do you have any enemies that don't like you real bad?
No.
Maybe I'm reading the number wrong. I thought it said 7727, but maybe I need to get my glasses and read it again.
Well, where do you live? Are you here in New Milford, you said? And what was your name?
Ed Rosenthal.
Ann Rosenthal. I'm really sorry, but no, I have no clue.
Okay, well, I'll investigate further.
Okay, so you were at the Big Y, you said?
Right.
Yeah.
It was right before they were closing, so there weren't a whole lot of people there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that might, like you said, the civilian kids might be able to help you, because I was not even at the Big Y this evening.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, I was over at the hospital, and then I had to bring the medicine to my neighbor.
I believe you. You sound like a sweet lady.
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
So,
is it a lot of damage for you?
Well, it's almost like someone did it purposefully, because a cart rolling by itself wouldn't leave a big dent. It's almost like someone rammed it into there on purpose, and then left his number here like they're trying to frame someone.
Yeah, that is very weird. I have to admit that. That is very strange.
Well, I'm sorry to bother you.
Okay.
Maybe I can make it up to you, take you out for coffee sometime.
Well, no, just, what you can do is just take care of your stuff, and I hope that it all works out for you.
There's a lovely coffee place on Bank Street where they have live musicians sometimes.
Okay, maybe I'll see you there. Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Anybody have any other last names you want to suggest for me to look up? I don't want to just, thumb through and put my finger down. I think it's more fun if people suggest a last name. Braden Ramirez says, "Are you doing the show?" And I say, "I'm trying." It's not so easy after I come back after a long hiatus. Anybody else want to suggest a funny name or just any kind of random last name, and I'll look it up and see what I can do?
Try it. I don't want to. Don't you try it. Don't it? I don't want to. You know how? I know how. I don't want to write it up. Write it up. Tony? Write it up. Peter? Write it. Let's write it. Go away. Let's write it. You go to bed. You get the fuck to bed. You get there. I did not attack him. You go to bed. No, you did attack me. I did not attack me. You go to bed.
You go to bed.
Go to bed, you dirty little man.
You dirty little man. This is legendary audio from San Francisco. These two old drunk gay guys were living together, and they would get drunk and fight every night. And the neighbors that lived upstairs apparently would dangle microphones out their window and record their arguments, and then, circulate them as cassette tapes, like back in the day, because this is going back to, the early 80s, I think. And very legendary, Peter Haskett and Ray something, I forget his last name. They were two real guys. They're both eventually died of alcohol-related diseases, I believe. They're both dead now. And the people that recorded their shit put out like 7 or 8 cassette tapes. They put out a CD entitled "Shut Up, Little Man," where they had tried to clean up the audio as best they can, because the audio isn't very good. Obviously, it's recorded from a microphone outside the building, so you're hearing the traffic go by, And it's sort of funny on some of the tapes. You can hear the cops showing up and everything like that. But yeah, it's Ray and Peter. If you want to find Ray and Peter stuff, I guess you could Google Ray and Peter. There's a movie that was made about them that has still not been released yet, starring the guy who plays the gay psychic from Beetlejuice. I think he plays Peter. And that was called Shut Your Dirty Little Mouth, but it still hasn't been released yet. Hello, Terry. How are you doing, dear?
Who is it?
That's very strange. You answer the phone with your number and say, sort of saying, hello, this is Terry.
Who are you after?
This is Morris. I'm after Terry.
Well, you've got the wrong number. This is the second time you've rung. Make sure you get your number right next time.
Is this not Wilson? Because... Oh! That wasn't me that called the first time, Terry. That was the confirmation. Otherwise, it would be the third time I'd called, right? There's a porn convention going on in Las Vegas right now. A lot of people from it are at the Hooters Casino Hotel, and he gives me the number. The Adult Entertainment Expo 2010 accused people at Motel 6 of pissing in the sink. Okay. You in the sink pissing. I remember I came up with that idea because there was a listener whose roommate or uncle who was living with them actually did piss in the sink, and he was talking about it in the room, and I decided to make a prank call out of it. And since then, I guess it's become legendary because that one dumb woman, my first try of accusing somebody of pissing in their sink, this one dumb woman stayed on for a half hour. Even though I'm cracking up, I'm laughing at her, I'm calling her stupid, I'm telling her to stop. I even start cursing, like hoping that she's going to catch on. She never does. Yeah, well. There's a porn convention going on at the Hooters Casino Hotel. Nunu wants me to call that guy back. Yeah, I think, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Oh, fuck it. I was going to wait a little while, but I'll do it now.
Hello?
Hello, Terry. Why do you keep hanging up on me? I wouldn't be calling so late if it wasn't so important.
Who are you?
It's Morris. Morris Rosenthal.
Well, you've got the wrong number. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. Now, will you not ring this number again?
This is Terry Wilson, no?
Yes.
So I have the right number.
You haven't. Well, I don't know you. Where do you come from?
I'm from, Worcestershire.
Oh, I'm just going to unplug the phone. You're a prat.
That'll make a great clip. Oh, I'm just going to unplug the phone. You're a prat.
Hello, and thank you for calling Motel 6. If you know the room number of the guest you are calling, please enter it at any time.
Motel 6 Petaluma, this is Puneet. Can I take your reservation?
No, I was trying to get through to a room. Room number 12?
12 or 212?
212. On the second floor, right?
That's right.
Okay.
212 you said, right?
Yeah.
There's nobody in 212. You mean 112 or 212?
They said room 12, so I didn't know that there was another number.
We don't have any double-digit number. We only have 3 numbers, you know.
Yeah, so it'd be like 312 or 212 or 112, right?
Yeah, 112 I have.
Okay.
I'm going to transfer it there.
How many floors are there?
2 floors.
Okay. And how many rooms on each floor?
How many rooms in each floor? Depending on, it's like 50 of them.
Oh, okay.
In each floor.
Oh, so it's a big place. Okay.
Alright, should I transfer it there?
Yes, please.
112? Okay.
Wonderful.
Do you know the name of the person?
I'm not sure what number he's staying under. Because he's in the entertainment industry, and he usually logs in under different names.
Okay.
And what was your name again?
Puneet.
Tanik?
Puneet.
Puneet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me transfer it there, and if not, then, you know, I don't know where.
Okay.
At this moment.
Thank you for your help. Okay, I'm going to stick with this concept because I found out that there's 2 floors, 50 rooms on each floor, and the guy at the front desk, his name was Puneep. So I can call them up as Puneep and have the right name so that if they do go down and investigate, they'll have the right name. Yeah. But in the meantime, sadly, I do have to go pee again. So I'm going to play part 2 of the fist fight from Shut Up Little Man, which is... oh, that's way too short, actually. Okay, I'll play Fist Fight 2 and 3 because Fist Fight 2 is really short.
Shut up, little man. Shut up. Shut up. I already know what the police have. Don't hear me. You just stop it. Oh, okay. Do I have to throw you down on the floor again? Do I have to throw you down on the floor again? I will if I have to. Right now. I will. If you want to see it happen, if you want to see it happen, don't put your hand up against me. If you want to see it, you'll be down on the floor. Now, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to hurt you, Peter. There you are. You're on the floor. Hey, look. I'm a gentle person. I don't hate queers. I don't hate anything. Say you asshole fucking piece of shit. All you are is a piece of shit. I have tried. I have tried all my fucking uneducated fool. You shit. You lying cocksucker. I have tried all my life to be gentle. Oh, yeah. You know, we've been trying to watch this TV show. Can't we watch it? Why should you watch this, you fucking piece of shit? All you are is a fucking queer motherfucker. You want to watch queer shit? I don't want to watch that shit. Don't do that. Don't do that, sir. Do not do that. Do not do that. What are you watching? Do not do that. We're watching Wheel of Fortune. You're watching a bunch of fucking queer motherfuckers. I don't want to watch queer motherfuckers. I want to watch something decent. Like sorry. Go somewhere else and watch it then. You cocksucker, is that your television? No, it is Tony's. It is Tony's. So you stay away from it. Don't touch it. Don't you touch me. You were the one that put your hands on me. Don't do that. Get your fucking out. Get your fucking hands on me, you fucking... You go sit down. You better get your hands on me. Well, you get your hands off that television. You go to hell. I'll turn any fucking thing I want you on. I don't want to watch this shit. I don't want to hurt you. Look, I don't want to hurt you. Look, alright, now stop it. I don't want to hurt you, damn it, little fool. You stop it. Peter, I don't want to hurt you. You stop it. Now stop it. I don't want to hurt you. You're funny. You're funny. Don't be careful with it. If I ever get up and hit you, you're in trouble. Don't. Get away from me. Stay away. And you shut up. You shut up, little man. Little man, you shut up. Get away. Little man, you shut up. I don't want to hurt you. You've been screeching for an hour. Now stop it. No, I haven't. You lying fucking piece of shit. You dirty little man. You a piece of shit. You've been smelling me. All you are is a piece of shit. I smell like a human being. You smell like a fucking dog. You are a dog.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello, and thank you for calling Motel 6. Hello?
Hello, is this room 11?
Yes?
I'm sorry to bother you. This is Puneet calling from the front desk.
Uh-huh.
Have you had any problems with your toilet tonight?
Not that I know of.
Or your drinking water or the shower?
Not that I know of.
Could you do me a favor and check?
Okay, hold on just one moment.
Just run the faucet and just make sure the water's nice and clear and has a vague chlorine smell.
Now what now? Check what?
The water. Just maybe pour yourself a glass and take a look. Make sure it's nice and clear. There's no floating particles, and it has a smell of chlorine.
Okay, you want to just hold on?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
Everything smells okay and it looks fine.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'm sorry to bother you. The reason why I was doing this is we had a problem with the sewage backup in room number 5. And we're not exactly sure how widespread the problem is, so we needed to figure that out.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for your help. And if you do notice that the water becomes brown or yellow or something, just whatever you do, don't drink it. Don't use it at all except for the toilet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wouldn't that gross you out? If somebody called and said that to me, there's a bit of sewage backup, I'm like, get me out of here. I want a new motel. The guy number 12 was taking a shower and turds were squeezing out through the shower head, like the old Play-Doh Fun Factory.
I took a bath today. You ain't took a bath in 3 days. You just stop it. You're a stinking fucking piece of shit. Dirty man. Go to bed. No, don't tell me. Crawl behind yourself and... Hey, listen, you lying cocksucker. All you are is a fucking lying fucking shit. Don't bother me. I don't want to hurt you. Then don't come at me, sir. Well, don't come here. Get the fuck out of my way. I haven't hurt you. Had enough tonight. I'm good to hurt you. I've had enough tonight, Ray. Well, then shut your fucking mouth. Then shut your mouth, you fucking piece of shit. All you are is a piece of shit. Then shut up. Then shut your fucking mouth. I will shut up when you do. Peter, I don't want to hurt you. I really don't want to hurt you now. Get away from me. Don't do this stuff. Get away. Do not do it. You understand? I don't want to hurt you. Get away from me. Then you shut up right now. I will not do as you say. Get the fuck away from me. Hey, you shut up. I don't want to hurt you. You shut up, you dirty little man. That's what makes you a little man. You're not a big man.
And we're back. That was the end of fist fight number 3. I wish I knew all the tracks well enough that I could put together like the whole sequence of events, because if you listen to the Shut Up Little Man CD, they get into their fight, they brawl, they call the cops come over, then Ray comes back from the cops and he's all pissed off that while he was gone, they drank all his liquor and they can't find his rent money or whatever. You gotta, I don't know if you can download it. I don't know if it's popular enough to find it for download, but I guess you can go to shutuplittleman.com and order yourself a copy. There you go. I'm going to try another room. Billy Harrington says, if this gets particularly good, I'll go take video. No. I'm not going to do a prank net thing and get people doing like physical real world things. Having her go check her water is bad enough. But in the meantime, I'm going to try, let's see if I can do anything with this porn convention. The Adult Entertainment Expo. I'm surprised I didn't know that was going on. It's a big deal in the U.S. for pervs. Oh, that's why I didn't know. I'm not a perv. There's a porn convention going on in Las Vegas right now. A lot of people from it are at the Hooters Casino Hotel. Who would gamble at the Hooters Casino? Look, how can you trust that they're not crooked, the Hooters Casino? I'm going to call the front desk and tell them that there's a porn being shot, like in the hallway.
Thank you for calling Hooters Casino Hotel. This is Sandy. How may I assist you?
I would like to make a complaint, please. I'm calling from upstairs from my cell phone.
And you'd like to do what, sir?
I'd like to make a complaint. This is the hotel, the Hooters.
Yes, it is.
I have a complaint. I've locked myself in my room, and I'm calling from my cell phone because I'm afraid to go back out into the hallway.
Oh, let me give you security. Hold on.
To the door.
Security podium, Officer Mendes.
Hello, I have a complaint.
Huh?
I have a complaint.
Okay.
I was just coming up to my room, and the elevator door's open. There's 3 people standing there. One man has his pants around his ankles. Another man is knelt in front of him, giving him oral pleasure. And there's someone else standing next to them with a camera.
Where at?
It was on the 3rd floor, right outside of the elevator.
On the 3rd floor?
I just ran to my room, and I've locked myself inside. I don't know what's going on here.
What floor is it on? Third floor, Ocean View or Bayview?
And on my way up here, I've seen all sorts of prostitute-looking
Sir,
people.
what floor are you on? Ocean View or Bayview? I can't help you if you don't tell.
I'm Bayview.
Okay, I'm sending somebody up.
I was a little nervous because I figure the Hooters Casino might be kind of a shady place. And my suspicions were confirmed on my way up here. Everyone looks like a prostitute. What's going on here? Is it always like this? It's like a brothel. Hello?
Yes.
So you're going to send someone up?
Bayview. Yes, sir, they're going up right now.
I'm afraid to peek out.
Oh my God. Well, then don't peek out. Just stay in your room.
I'm looking through the peephole, but I can't see anything that far off. I don't think it's funny. Look on your security cameras. You've probably got film of it. I bet they're gone now.
Officer Carrera, how can I help you?
What?
Who's speaking?
I don't want to say who I am, because now I'm scared. I just want to leave this hotel. Can I get my money back and go someplace reputable?
That's up to you. All you gotta do is just go to the front desk, tell them you're checking out.
Well, I have to wait until these people are gone.
What people?
The people who were blowing each other in the hallway. Didn't he tell you?
How do you know people are blowing each other in the hallway?
Because I stepped out of the elevator and I saw it. One guy was blowing another guy, and another guy had a camera. They were filming it.
Is this the same guy that's reporting that? Same guy that's reporting that? Okay. Just give us a few minutes, and when we get that cleared out, we'll, what room you in now? I'll give you a call back and you'll be clear to leave.
I'm gonna go out and look.
Okay, we got see two uniforms outside.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful.
What room you in?
They'll take care of me. I'm gonna go out and try to make my way down to the front desk in...
Okay, so, but what room you in, so I could get you an escort?
An escort? I don't need an escort. That's the problem. What kind of town is this? Oh dear, what's become of the world?
Huh?
Never mind. I'm getting out. I'm getting out of here.
No.
What gave me that idea is I was just watching a porn the other day where that's exactly what was happening. Like these three guys were in a hotel room like hallway, like blowing each other, like right outside of the elevator. I like how he says, "We'll get you an escort." That's the problem. Well, it is Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but the social diseases follow you for the rest of your life. You know, the people at the Hooters, they probably believe my story because there's a porn convention in town, and it is a Hooters, so there's probably a lot of porns being shot in that building this weekend. The Adult Entertainment Expo is going on over there, for God's sakes. For crying out cornflakes. I'm going to try another room at the Super 8, one last try, and then I'm going to go off and eat my dinner because my pizza's getting cold.
Hello, and thank you for calling.
Try number 5.
Madam, hello?
Is this Puneet?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bother you. I was trying to get through to this room, and I can't find the guy. And I don't know what name he's staying under.
Oh, what's it? You don't know his name?
Well, I know his name.
What's his?
But he doesn't register under his real name because he's a celebrity and he doesn't want people to track his movements.
Well, I can't help you then, sir.
Well, maybe you can help me. Have you seen a very effeminate man wearing dark sunglasses and a wig?
Tonight?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
He wears a wig to hide his disguise, and he wears dark sunglasses at night. But he's very effeminate. He's usually wearing, like, slinky female clothing. He's obviously not female. He's got a giant Adam's apple and big man legs.
I would have noticed that, but I've never seen for like past 4 or 5 hours anybody like that in that disguise, you know.
Okay, his name is Clay Aiken. Do you know him?
Well, let me look at the...
Well, no, he
folder
wouldn't,
here.
he wouldn't register under Clay Aiken.
No, then he's not here then.
He was supposed to be having a hookup with Adam Lambert at the hotel there tonight, and they asked if I wanted to come along for a three-way.
I don't know, sir.
Okay, well, maybe I should just, like, go door to door and see who answers. How many
No,
rooms
you
you got in
can't-
that place?
You can't do that, sir.
Oh, just knock and say I'm sorry to bother you when I say it's the wrong room.
Well, there'll be like someone will be sleeping in some of the rooms. You can't do knocking on, and you can't keep on knocking on all the doors.
Well, that's okay. It's only a little... What time is it? A little after midnight? That's not
Hold on, just a moment. You can talk to my manager.
No, I don't need to talk to the manager.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir?
That guy, Poneep, was just saying very rude things to me.
No, what happened, sir? How can I help you?
Poneep was asking me what I was wearing and what I'm doing later.
Who?
Poneep, or whatever his name was, the guy who was just on the phone.
What happened? How can I help you? Yes, what would you like us to do, sir?
I'm telling you, Poneep was just asking me how big my penis was. He asked if I was a top or a bottom.
No. Come on, sir. No, I don't think so. He must have asked those things, sir.
Well, I'm telling you, you probably
No,
record
sir.
your calls.
No,
You can
I
go
don't
back and
believe
listen.
you. He's at work. We know how he is, and he's really professional. I have all my GSRs very, very professional. These are the things you are accusing. These are not possible, sir. Yes, how can I help you now? I'll deal with it later. Let's see what I can do for you. Yes.
He also says that he pees in the employee sink.
You know what, sir? I'm sorry. I can't talk to you like this.
And sometimes when you're not around, he goes up to the empty rooms and pees in their sinks. Whatever. I think I'm done here. My pizza's cold now. I hope you guys are satisfied. Well, thank you for listening anyway. Tune in again next week. Make sure you let everybody know that I'm here so that they can be here and listen and contribute numbers and everything so we don't have such a problem like we did earlier tonight, right? Until then, stay just the way you are, just the way we like you. Stay beautiful.
Nobody can tell you there's only one song worth singing. They may try and tell you 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along.
No! Why? Why? She chose the piano over her insulin. You could have had both.
See, that wasn't so bad.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.